I'm making a pair of pants from scratch. In this pattern, I'm using the mannequin shown on the left as my source for measurements, and I've condensed this super long 3-hour process into a 3-minute video. So I'll be giving you a general overview of what's happening here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the measurements from my mannequin on the left and I'm converting them into a flat pattern for a pair of pants. So here I'm using the waist to floor measurement to get the overall length of my pants, and then on the right side I'm drafting the front of my pants, on the left side I'm drafting the back of my pants. I draft both sides of the pants at the same time. I don't really draft them separately. When you draft your pattern pieces at the same time, you get a better feel for balance between the pieces, so you can really see what the relationships between, you know, these various parts and measurements are. It's also very possible for you to drape a pair of pants on a mannequin, but that tends to be a little bit more fraught, and oddly, at least for me, it takes more time to do that than it does to just make a decent flat pattern and then make small adjustments afterwards. So here I'm making the front pattern piece and adding in a crotch curve. I also want to make sure that I add in a waistline that works really well with the body. And I also want to make sure that the curves work for the figure that I'm designing these pants for, in this case the mannequin. And now I can get into the design work. So I don't have any darts in this basic pattern block, so that's great because I'm going to make a pair of pants with just 2 pockets in the front. I actually kind of hate curved pockets, so I am going to make these very kind of square pockets, which is awesome because they're my pants, not yours. There's a zillion different ways to make pants. I've decided a square pocket in the front and a skinny jean is awesome. And now I'm just about ready to start cutting into fabric. So now I need to determine what each individual pattern piece looks like now that I have a good idea of the design direction that I'm going in. So I'm going to start with the 2 annoying parts first, which is the waistband and the pockets. There's actually a few different ways to make pockets on pants, many different ways. So it just sort of depends on like the look I'm going for, and in this case I think I'm going to make the pockets a 4-part pocket with lining and a fabric outer. I'm not adding a ring pocket because fuck that. And I just want to overlay my pattern pieces to make sure they make sense in digital. And now I'm going to go ahead and print them out with grain lines so that I can now cut them out of fabric. So I'm using a lightweight cotton broadcloth as the lining for my pocket. And to that I'm going to sew my fabric outer so that when you look at the front of the pants, it all looks like it's made out of the same fabric. So I'm going to use an overlock stitch to attach those to my fabric first, and then I'm going to fit those on the mannequin just to make sure that the proportions are right. And now I can move into creating my waistband. So again, I want to print out my pattern piece on grain. I always start with fabric that's been previously ironed before I cut into it. It just makes it a lot easier to work with. And I kind of flip between a rotary cutter and a pair of scissors. You know, use whatever gets the job done most effectively. There's really no difference. And now that I know that those are the right length, I'm going to go ahead and iron my waistband in half, and then I'm going to iron down the inside front seam and fit that on the mannequin, see if that looks good, and then I'm going to move on to the back and front of the pattern. So I'll follow up with a second video so you can see the end of this. Thanks for watching Fashion Made Live.